Hi folks, today's just a little update on a couple of things I got tied up over the weekend. You've probably already seen by now the video I did of finishing that Triangle Pullman and the Thomas the Tank. So after that I decided that I wanted to mess about with something else, but as I've been doing mechanics, if you like, I decided to do some building stuff. So I decided it was time to dig out all the platform bits and pieces that I have, and boy did I have more than I thought I had. So where did we get to? Well, firstly and more importantly, we got to this here. If you all remember, not long ago I did my terminus station that had the parcel goods at the side, and then running after that was a goods yard. Well, this is the platform. Now it's basically just Hornby sections glued together, filled over with polyfiller or whatever it was, sanded down, resprayed in grey, and then white acrylic paint lined down the sides. Put a little bit of fencing on because terminus platform don't want your public walking on the track, so it's just normal run-of-the-mill Hornby fencing, and as you can see there's a piece on the end there I've got to paint in yet. These canopies, painted these a long time ago because originally the building was going to carry the red colour. When I got them back out yesterday I thought, oh no, I painted the whole of the bloody station in green. So you'll have noticed there's a set of ladders there, and you're thinking, where's he going with this? Well, there you go, that's where he's going with this. That end is what will meet the station, and those canopies are green, or at least the one from there is, and this is half of one. So yes, you've all guessed it, there's ladders at the end, and I've got half a canopy green and the rest red. Yes, it's going to be a case of buying some models with painters and decorators and putting them in various positions, working up there, painting the canopies green. So Graham from Lakeside, thank you, because this has come from your bridge on your layout. I've always liked the fact that you're in the middle of painting a bridge, or nearly finished it, whichever way you look at it. I've always liked that idea. It to me just says this is what happens in the real life, not everything's been freshly painted, etc. So rather than painting all of these in green, I decided we're going to leave them all, just paint those bits. So the idea is it'll look like it's getting a new coat of paint. So I've got a few bits and pieces to put in, benches and figures and platform signs and one thing and another, and then I can finally put this whole ensemble together with, and I'll go up there slowly, together with that model up there, which you've all seen before. And then I can do a video on the whole thing laid out with the goods yard and the terminus station, and I'll put some tracks on it and some trucks to show you kind of where I was going with it, and it'll give you an idea of what was going on in my head all the time. But then again, even my wife doesn't know what goes on in my head. So anyway, while I was pulling all this stuff out, I found this. Forgot I had it. Really quite like it. Not decided what I'm doing with it yet, what colour schemes or anything else. Might even put roofs over it or canopies over it, not sure. Then I turned my attention to platforms for the big station. Now sorry folks, up there again, some of you might remember that I remodelled that station. It was in bits when I got it, and I completely rebuilt it, added bits on, etc, etc. Well, that's meant to be one of the station buildings from a mainline station. So I need platforms for them. So this here is the very basics of it. So what you've got is 4 Hornby sections and a ramp on the end. Now at this end, what we'll then have is 2 sections that carry the station building I've just showed you, and then we'll have another 4 sections after that. So in total it's 10 segments long, and from memory, I measured this quite a while ago, I think the platform will basically carry a HST with 6 coaches, which is probably the longest thing I'm going to park next to it. So it's its early stages. So what we've got, like I say, 4 Hornby sections. They are glued together. They will all get filled, sanded flat, resprayed grey, then put the white lines on. And we also have, bear with me, which I've bought quite a while ago. You can see them there in the dark. But the green Hornby canopies, the big curved glass ones, I have those to go up there as well, but I only have, I think it's 6 from memory. So it'll come so far along, and then obviously we'll come to a stop, and then these canopies will take over for the end of the platforms. So we're going to have some fairly decent buildings. We've got them nice big canopies, and then we've got these. But what I realised was that a platform that goes on and on and on, like I am at the moment, you really want somewhere that gets you out of the wind. Now, you all know what they are, and I'll put another one up. There's a white one. That's in primer. Hornby Wayside Halts, I think they call them. With a bit of time and a little bit of effort, you can turn them into that. So mine now looks like it's made of timber. It's got the green on for colours of the stations, and my thoughts were is that on each end of the platform we'd have one of those. So there's one there almost at the end, and there'll be one at that end, and the same on the platform on the other side. So we put the canopies in, we omitted the 2 vertical pillars here because this would get in the way. Or so I thought. What I didn't like was if I pushed that at the back of the platform, I didn't like how little room was left here. So if we can just carefully, bear with me folks, while I take this canopy off, we put that. So all I've done is use another platform at the back. I've trimmed off the edge here. Come on, focus. Focus, you damn thing. Right, no, yes. Anyway, I've cut that off there so that it's flush with that side, and then did the same to this piece and simply glued them together. So if you look at the white lines, you'll see 2 different shades. So we've glued them together, and then all I'll do is I'll bring fencing along here and around there, and I'll sit the building flush on the back. So the fencing will go along there, down here, down the sides, and that just means that you've still left the full platform for people to walk on. We might want to bring that maybe to there, just so that the canopy does cover, because you don't want to get wet walking from under a canopy into that. So in that case we'll fence all the way behind it. So we've got 4 of them. So we've got one there, there's its partner, the other end, and then as you can see there we've got another 2 long platforms sitting there. So that's where I'm going. Just bear with me folks. Well, that left me with all this stuff in front of me here. And you know what I'm like, I like to make my own thing and do my own thing. So I set about thinking, right, okay, what else can I do? Well, obviously I needed a base for the second station on the other side of the track. Now as you can see, I've got this stuff here with polyfiller on it. It was just them 2 segments and that one on the end, and again the sides were trimmed. And if I'm honest with you, I have no idea what I did that for. I can't remember what I was thinking about when I did it, but I just thought, well, you've got it, so figure out what you're going to do with it. I also had this one piece here, very badly broken, and this piece here which I got from, I can't remember the gentleman's name now, but I bought a lot of stuff from off eBay, had it all out in his garden. So that's kind of the last segment of his garden stuff that I have left, in platform gear that is. So what have we done? Well, again, we trimmed these so I can push them together and glue them. We've left that end on because it was glued on, and I've stuck one at that end. So off here and off there will be them sections of platform I've just showed you. And then here I had another one of them Hornby staircases. So the fence is glued in place and stuck on the back. So if we turn it around, you can see that's the back of the station. And yes, these are a little weird and not normal to see these. Well, I'll argue that we could be used as wheelchair access, whatever you want. But anyway, the gist of it is, we took what we had to make a base. So we've got the base, what are we going to do about the station? So, in comes part number one. Yes, you've seen one of these before, it's on my terminus building. I had another one of these, slightly different crappy screen print that was on it to this crappy screen print. So we're going to take that as our starting point. Then I had a look and thought, what else have I got? So I'm deliberately hiding this while I set them up. So now we get to this. So I think that's supposed to be a Hornby waiting room. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. So we'll add that onto that. Then we've got, camera down, that, which technically belongs to that. But if I put that on there, it's a direct copy of what I already have on the terminus station. And I don't want to do that. So that's going to go there. And then I'll find chimneys to put on there. I think I've got some chimneys floating about somewhere. So I will put the chimneys on there. I'll recover them all and re-roof them all. And there might not be as many doors and stroke windows. There definitely won't be on the back, because if I just turn this around, bear with me folks, I don't want all them doors in the back. I don't see a point. So that door will probably go, as will that one, as will that one. Maybe that might stay. That's definitely staying, because that I'll class that as the main entrance to the thing. I will put some kind of canopy over here because there's a door, and likewise on the opposite side there'll be canopies going on as well. So there you go folks, there's that. So that's that project, and I'm quite looking forward to doing that because I love messing on with these buildings. So when I've done all of that, I was left with all these bits here. And you know what I'm like, I don't like wasting stuff. Now these two here are meant to go on that other platforms. I haven't glued them on yet, so they're not getting used, but I had all this stuff and I had no idea what to do with it. So very quickly yesterday I mopped this up. So there we go. Now you could be looking at that and thinking, what on earth is that supposed to be? Bear with me. So we've got a subway platform. We're obviously going to cut this off. We have these square things. I don't know what they're for, but I know the Hornby, and there's one there. So we have cut that one on an angle. We've then used this stuff. You've seen me use this before. It's meant to be for elevated track sections. We're utilising that as fencing. And the reason I got distracted was because that bit fell off. We've also made a gate which will become two gates which will open in over. Is it getting any clearer yet what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking of? So carriages run in here, I'll have a gate here and we'll have gates here. So what's it going to be? Well, I kind of think I could use it as a little cattle dock. The fences are there to stop the sheep and what have you running away. The gates at the bottom stop them getting out. So the idea of that one is you go down to ground level if Farmer Giles arrives with his old Land Rover and a little trailer, and this one for Farmer Bob who comes with his 17-ton truck and can back up against that as a loading bay and match the cattle straight in. So it'll be interesting how this one turns out, because I am literally doing this because this is what I had left and I don't want to throw it away. So watch closely, folks, and tell me honestly what you think. Do you think this is going to float? Do you think it might look alright as a cattle dock? It's not something I planned for my layout at all. This is what I figured about 7 o'clock last night. So comments please. Do you think it's worthwhile? Do you think it's worth doing? And any suggestions, because right up to this point I've done nothing with regards to looking at what I need to do for a cattle dock. Obviously I need to buy some sheep and what have you. Other than that, not a clue. And finally, before I just go for now, I'll spin you around again. You all know what that is. It's a Hornby platform ramp, or the end one. Now, I know I've just said I don't like throwing things away. I have 12 of these in various states. Don't get me wrong, none of them are falling apart. They're just in various colour. Some of them are very old, some of them are not so old. But I have 12 of those. If anybody wants them, as long as they're paying the postage for them, because I don't know how much it's going to cost me to post yet. If you want them, you can have them, because I have scratched my head yesterday trying to think what on earth can I do with these, and I can't think of anything. Unless somebody wants to give me an idea, and I'll try and carry it out. But right now, I can't think. So either give me an idea that I can try, or just put a comment below and say, yeah, I'll have those, mate, and you're welcome to them, because I'd rather somebody use them than me just put them in a box and then gather dust and never ever get used. Anyway, I've prattled on enough. I'll keep you all updated as I go along. Please let me know your thoughts on my proposed cattle dock. Oh, and one last thing, sorry, just keep saying that. I'd just like to say thank you to all the new subscribers that I've got. They seem to be coming in fairly regularly now. The last time I mentioned it, I'd hit the 100, which was quite a shock, and I'm now over 120. So everyone that's been with me and everyone who's just joined me, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I just find it really funny that so many people want to watch some blithering idiot carry on doing what he's doing. Anyway, I've got to go. Catch you all later, folks. Thanks for your time. Bye.